Hello, my dear students. Myself, Kingshuk sir, your KC sir, and I welcome you all to your very own beautiful channel of Magical Physics. Dear students, thank you for all the tremendous response that you have given me for yesterday's lecture for sound entrance. Today, dear students, I have brought free online session for the chapter of units and measurements from JEE and NEET point of view. Right now, it is 12:20 a.m. and by the time the video will be uploaded, it will be around 1 a.m. So, dear students, be prepared to get thrilled and enjoyed from this lecture. Definitely, 11th standard as well as 12th standard students will be benefited from this video session. Make sure that all your friends come to know about these free live sessions that we are taking every day. Dear students, many students are messaging me that I should start with the revision lectures of 12th standard also. So be prepared. 12th standard crash course series is coming very soon. So enjoy today's session of units and measurements from JEE and NEET point of view. Let's begin. So in units and measurement, students, the first thing that we need to understand is concept of error. We need to know the concept of error. So error is the deviation from the true value. From the true value, if we get deviated, then whatever value we get, that is an error. True value से हटके दूसरा जो भी value मिलता है, that's an error. Now that error can either be greater than the true value or it can be less than the true value. So true value से ज़्यादा is an error and true value से कम is also an error. So if we measure a quantity and that quantity is maybe A, then in that quantity A, there will be an error of plus or minus of delta A. Delta A means error in A. Error in A. So we are measuring a quantity that is A. So in that quantity, the error that we will make is plus or minus delta A. Similarly, students, we can assume that we have a quantity B. तो उस B quantity के अंदर हम लोगों ने जो error किया होगा, that is B plus or minus delta B. See, the reason we are putting plus or minus B is the error can either be positive or the error can be negative, right? Now, henceforth, if we have to calculate further A and B, then that is called as propagation of error. So what all things we can do? The first thing we can do is we can add the two quantities. We can add the two quantities. So it is called as addition. We are adding them. Okay. So the next thing that we can do is we can subtract them. The two quantities with errors can be subtracted. Or, dear students, what we can do is we can multiply them. We can multiply them. And, dear students, we can divide them. We can also divide the two quantities. So when the two quantities are multiplied and when the two quantities are divided, remember that relative error gets added. If quantities are multiplied or divided, remember that relative error gets added. Relative error gets added. You should remember that. If we multiply or divide two quantities having error, then relative error will be added. Which means that if I say I have A into B, which means that what I'm doing is I'm multiplying A and B. Now remember that A had an error of delta A. A के अंदर error था delta A का, and B had an error of delta B. So when I multiply A and B, what actually happens is the relative error gets added. Now relative error का मतलब होता है error divided by the mean value. I repeat, error divided by the mean value. Error upon mean value is relative error. So I can say that error is delta A divided by mean value is A plus, because relative error gets added So this is relative error in A, plus you will write relative error in B. So that is delta B upon B. So relative error in A and relative error in B gets added. When this will happen? When the two quantities are multiplied. Similarly, dear students, if we say that we are dividing the two quantities, say we have A and B, and we are dividing them, so it becomes A divided by B. So if we divide the two quantities, even then the same thing will happen, that is relative error will be added. So when you multiply or divide the two quantities, remember that relative error gets added. When you add or subtract the two quantities, when two quantities are added or subtracted, remember that only error is added. Error is added. Now we are not talking about relative error. Simply error is added, which means that if I say A plus B, that is I'm adding the two quantities A and B. Understand that A के अंदर delta A का error था and B के अंदर delta B का error था. So now if we add A and B, then in the answer I will get delta A plus delta B. That is, in the answer the error will be added, delta A plus delta B. Cool. Okay, if I say that we have two quantities A and B and we are subtracting them, A and B को हमने minus किया, we are subtracting them, A minus B, then dear students what will happen is we will say it is delta A plus delta B. Even though we are subtracting the two quantities, still error will be added. Error का subtraction नहीं होगा, error is always added. So remember, these are the two groups. If we have two quantities and we are adding them or subtracting them, then error is always added. And if we have two quantities and we are multiplying or dividing them, then relative error gets added. अगर दो quantities को हमने add या subtract किया, then error gets added. And अगर दो quantities को हमने multiply या divide किया, then relative error gets added. Right? So now let's start with the MCQs. So first question, students. In the question, they are telling that we have a potential difference of 100 plus or minus 5 volt. So in potential difference, there is an error of plus or minus 5. And we have current I 10 plus or minus 0.2 ampere. So 0.2 ampere is the error in current and plus or minus 5 is the error in voltage. So हमसे पूछ रहे, what is the percentage error in resistance? What is the percentage error in resistance? So dear students, we all know Ohm's law, right? What is Ohm's law? According to Ohm's law, we know that V is equals to I into R, right? This is Ohm's law. We all know this. I'll write it. I'll say by Ohm's law. According to Ohm's law. So according to Ohm's law, my dear students, V is equals to I into R. हमको चाहिए percentage error in R. तो हम लोग बोलेंगे R is equals to V divided by I. R is equals to V divided by I. Now dear students, understand कि ये division वाला category है. This is a category in division. तो division में क्या होता है? Relative error gets added. मतलब कि हम बोलेंगे relative error in R. Relative error in R. So relative error means error divided by the mean value. So delta R divided by R. So relative error in R will be equals to relative error in V. V में relative error plus relative error in I. I के अंदर relative error. As the two quantities are getting divided, relative error will be added. So we can say that relative error in R is equals to relative error in V plus relative error in I. Cool. Very good. Now what we will do is relative error in R. So what is relative error in R? We have to calculate it. So that is delta R divided by R. That is equals to relative error in V. So delta V, matlab error in V, that is 5 divided by V, that was 100. That was 100. Plus, my dear students, delta I, matlab current mein error, that is 0.2 divided by I. I matlab current ka value, that is 10. So this becomes equals to 0.05. 0.05 plus it becomes a 0.02. 0.02. Cool. So 0.05 plus 0.02 is 0.07. 0.07. That is relative error in resistance. Now, dear students, we have to find the value for percentage error. Percentage error hota hai relative error into 100. Percentage error is relative error into 100. So we'll say that percentage error is equals to relative error into 100. Please remember that percentage error हमेशा relative error into 100 होता है. So relative error क्या? Delta R by R, and I multiply that with 100. So I'll get percentage error. Right. So what is relative error? Relative error is 0.07. And when we multiply relative error with 100, we get percentage error. So relative error 0.07 multiplied by 100 gives us 7%. The answer is C. Right. This is the answer. Inshallah. Let's move on to the next question. So let's see the next question. In the next question, students, they are telling that हमारे पास एक quantity है and वो physical quantity का dimension is given to us. ये हमारे पास कोई तो एक XYZ quantity है and that quantity has a dimension of this जो हमको दिया है m raised to 1, l raised to -1, t raised to -1. Now percentage error in m is given to us 1%, percentage error in L 1.5%, and percentage error in T, that is 3%. ये हमको दिया है. So let's say that we have a quantity maybe x whose dimension is given to us as m, l raised to -1, t raised to -1. मतलब that quantity x is actually m divided by l and divided by t, because here l and t are in -1. So -1 में बोला है मतलब they must be in denominator. So x is equals to m divided by l into t. Agreed? So dear students, try to understand that this is a question on division. ये division पे question है, m divided by ना, and l and t आपस में multiplied है, तो ये division and multiplication जैसा question है. So division and multiplication में relative error gets added. Relative error gets added. So I can say that delta x by x, मतलब relative error in x will be equals to relative error in m, मतलब delta m by m, plus multiplication and division में relative error add होता है. So I should get a delta L divided by L, delta L divided by L, plus delta T divided by T, delta T divided by T. So my dear students, हम लोगों को मिलेगा relative error in X is equals to relative error in M plus relative error in L plus relative error in T. So we can say relative error in M will be, अब एक काम करते हैं, इस पूरे इक्वेशन को ना 100 से मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं. लेट्स मल्टीप्लाई दिस एंटायर इक्वेशन बाय 100, क्योंकि अगर आप देखो आपको ना परसेंटेज एरर के वैल्यूज दिया है. सो व्हेन रिलेटिव एरर इज मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 100, दिस एंटायर बॉक्स इज मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 100, देन एवरीथिंग बिकम्स परसेंटेज एरर. मतलब कि माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स, व्हेन आई मल्टीप्लाई दैट बाय 100, आई गेट परसेंटेज एरर इन x that will be equal to relative error in m into 100. That becomes percentage error in m, percentage error in m, plus I'll get percentage error in L, percentage error in L, plus relative error in time into 100, that is percentage error into t. So percentage error in time. So that will become equal to, now percentage error in mass, question में दिया 1%, 1%, plus percentage error in length. So length का percentage error is 1.5%, 1.5%, and percentage error in time t, that is 3%. So that is plus 3%. So my dear students, 1 plus 1.5, that is 2.5, plus 3, that should be 5.5%. Correct answer is option D. This is 5.5%. Right. तो हम लोगों को relative error को 100 से multiply करना है, जैसा हमने यहाँ पे किया. So when we multiply relative error with 100, everything becomes percentage error. Right? Let's move on to the next question. So now students, in the question they are asking us, what is the unit of thermal conductivity? So this question is based according to thermal, means heat energy concept. So consider that we have a rod. we have a metal rod, right? And this end of the rod is heated. So this end is below a burner. A burner is present below that end. The end is above a burner. So हम लोग ऐसा बोल सकते हैं कि इस एंड का टेम्परेचर काफी ज्यादा है T1 and right side वाला जो end होगा उसका टेम्परेचर कम होगा T2. So what will happen is the heat energy will start to flow from high temperature to low temperature. That is, heat energy will flow from T1 to T2. Right. Now we have seen that the rate at which the heat energy flows, rate of flow of heat energy, rate of flow of heat energy, the time in which the heat energy flows, rate of flow of heat energy is directly proportional to heat energy के flow होने का रफ्तार. I'll write it for you. Q by T means rate of flow of heat energy. So students, rate of flow of heat energy, the rate at which the heat energy flows, that is Q by T, is directly proportional to the rate of the flow of heat energy, is directly proportional to area of the rod. It is directly proportional to the temperature difference between the two ends of the rod. Means if the temperature difference between the two ends is more, then more heat will flow. And if the temperature difference is less, then less heat will flow. And the rate of the flow of heat energy is inversely proportional to length, my dear students. Length अगर बड़ा होगा तो heat को flow होने को time ज़्यादा लग जाएगा. It is inversely proportional to the length. So if I put instead of directly proportionality an equal to sign, is directly proportionality के जगह पे if I put an equal to sign, then I should get a constant. मेरे को constant मिलना चाहिए, right? And that constant, dear students, is called as thermal conductivity. That is that constant. So I'll say that thermal conductivity K is on the left side Q by T, and on the right side it is A into T1 minus T2 means delta T, temperature ka difference divided by L. Cool. Now we have to find a value for K. So अगर हम लोगों को K का value निकालना है, so we'll say that K is equals to Q divided by T multiplied by L whole divided by A into delta T, right? And इसी का my dear students हमको unit निकालना है. So what is Q? Heat energy. Energy का unit joule divided by what is time? Second. So second, time is second. Length meter divided by area meter square, and temperature Kelvin. So meter cancel. Joule per second is watt. So watt per meter Kelvin. Watt per meter Kelvin. Do you understand? It is option A. Right. So here you have to remember the rate of flow of heat energy का formula. अगर आपको rate of flow of heat energy का formula याद रहे, from that you can easily get the dimension or unit of thermal conductivity. So rate of heat of flow depends on area, temperature difference, and inversely proportional to the length of the rod. Right. So let's move on to the next question. Dear students, अगर आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आ रहा है, जरूर लाइक कीजिएगा, शेयर कीजिएगा, सब्सक्राइब कीजिएगा चैनल को, and make sure that your friends are also getting informed about this channel. आप अपने friends को जरूर शेयर कीजिएगा. The more you share, the more blessings you will get from your friends. सबका help करते जाना है. So make sure that you share, subscribe and like the channel. तो हम लोगों को डियर स्टूडेंट्स एक इक्वेशन दिया गया, एंड इक्वेशन हम लोगों को कहा गया कि x is equals to a raised to 2, b raised to half, c raised to 1 by 3 and d raised to 3. तो हमसे पूछ रहे what is the percentage error in x if percentage error in a b c d are given to you. a b c d में percentage error दिया हुआ है, तो x में percentage error कितना आएगा. तो सबसे पहले तो हम लोग इसको relative error के concept पे solve करेंगे. According to concept of relative error, x का relative error that becomes delta x divided by x will be equal to, my dear students, पावर में जो नंबर लेता है ना वो एरर के टाइम पे सामने आ जाता है. Just like log of x raised to n is n log. तो उसी प्रकार a raised to 2 बनता है 2 times a. So since it is in multiplication and division, relative error add हो जाएगा. So it is 2 times relative error in a. 2 times relative error in a plus half, क्योंकि b के ऊपर का power is half. So it is plus half relative error in b. Relative error in b. Plus it will become 1 by 3. So it is 1 by 3 relative error in C. Relative error in C. Plus it will become 3 times. Plus it will become 3 times relative error in D. Relative error in D. So my dear students, इस पूरे इक्वेशन को हम लोग 100 से मल्टीप्लाई करते, तो अगर हम लोगों ने इस पूरे इक्वेशन को 100 से मल्टीप्लाई किया, then relative error in x becomes percentage error in x, जो हमसे पूछा गया, percentage error in x, and that will be equal to, I'm multiplying this entire part by 100, so it will become 2 times percentage error in a. 2 times percentage error in a. Then students, you will get plus half into percentage error in b. So it is percentage error in b plus 1 by 3 times percentage error in c. 1 by 3 times percentage error in c. Very good. Next students, you will get plus 3 times percentage error in d. 3 times percentage error in d. Right? Very good. So percentage error in a, question में बोला 1%. So 2 into 1% is 2%. Plus percentage error in b, question में बोला 2%. 1 by 2 into 2, that is 1%. Plus percentage error in c, so that is 3%. 1 by 3 into 3, that is 1% again. And percentage error in d, which is 4%. So 3 4s are 12%. Right? So you will get 12 plus 1 means 13, 14, 15, 16. Right? So total answer is 16%. Error in x is 16%. Sure. Let's move on to the next question. Okay. The next question, dear students, is based on dimension. तो हमसे पूछ रहे L divided by RCV का dimension क्या होगा? Okay. So L stands for inductance, R is resistance, C is capacitance, and V, dear students, is voltage. So we have to find what is L divided by RCV. So इसके लिए हम लोगों को अलग अलग फॉर्मूला चाहिए that you should know. एक तो आपको कैपेसिटर का फॉर्मूला मालूम होना चाहिए. Capacitor is something which stores a charge. So for a capacitor, Q is directly proportional to V for a capacitor. So for a capacitor, we can say that Q is equals to C into V. Now this is for capacitor. So can you see a CV? This CV, dear students, is nothing but Q, because Q is equals to CV. And ये concept आया कहाँ से? From capacitor का concept. So we can say that dot 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 for a capacitor. For a capacitor, Q is directly proportional to V. So Q will be equals to CV. So instead of CV, henceforth we can write Q. So the dimension of CV will be same as the dimension of Q. And Q matlab charge, which is I into T. I into T. So you can say that that is I matlab A raised to 1 into T. So that is T raised to 1. Agreed? ये हमारा CV हो गया. Next, dear students, हमको चाहिए L and R. तो L हमको मिलता है concept of self inductance से. Concept of self inductance है. So for self inductance. तो self inductance ऐसा कहता है डियर स्टूडेंट्स की अगर आपके पास एक कॉइल है, अगर आपके पास एक कॉइल है, कॉइल, एंड इस कॉइल में फ्लक्स का वैल्यू चेंज हो रहा है. द वैल्यू ऑफ मैग्नेटिक फ्लक्स इन दिस कॉइल इज चेंजिंग. मैग्नेटिक फ्लक्स जो इस कॉइल से लिंक हो रहा है, दैट इज चेंजिंग. तो तुम्हारे इस कॉइल के अक्रॉस ईएमएफ डेवलप होगा, ईएमएफ विल बी डेवलप्ड अक्रॉस द कॉइल। तो उस ईएमएफ का मैग्नीट्यूड लेंजेस लॉ के अनुसार मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ दैट ईएमएफ जो हमको उस कॉइल के अक्रॉस मिलेगा इज L इंटू डी आई बाई डी टी। यहाँ पे डियर स्टूडेंट्स L इज सेल्फ इंडक्टेंस जिसका हमको डायमेंशन निकालना है, एंड डी आई मतलब चेंज इन करंट, डी टी मतलब इन टाइम, विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम करंट इज चेंजिंग, ओनली देन कॉइल के अक्रॉस ईएमएफ डेवलप होगा। नाउ दिस ईएमएफ E is nothing but work upon charge. E is work divided by charge, that is Q. So we can say that instead of E, dimension of E rather becomes equals to work upon charge. So that is L raised to 2, M raised to 1, T raised to minus 2 divided by, my dear students, Q. Q matlab 80. Q matlab 80. So this is multiplied by, not multiplied, equal to, because on the right hand side we have equal to. So this is equal to L, uska dimension, times di by dt. So di matlab A current, and dt matlab T. So dt matlab T. So your TT gets cancelled out like this. So we get, this was L, inductance ka L, nahi to aap cut karoge L square and L. So this is inductance wala. I'll write it as self inductance. Self inductance. So my dear students, the value of that self inductance L will be equal to, what is the self inductance value? It is L raised to 2, M raised to 1, T raised to minus 2, and understand that this A goes to the left, denominator mein becomes A square, goes up. So it becomes A raised to minus 2. A raised to minus 2. This is the dimension of L, मतलब self inductance. Self inductance का ये dimension है. Next मेरे को चाहिए students R denominator में. So for that we need Ohm's law. So we know that V is equals to I into R. Cool. So if V is equals to I into R, then R must be equals to V divided by I. V divided by I. But what is V? V is work done per unit charge. Work done per unit charge. So W by Q is V multiplied by I. So what will be the dimension? Dimension for work done is L2 M1 T raised to minus 2. That is the dimension for work, divided by Q, charge, AT, A raised to 1, T raised to 1, multiplied by I. I matlab again current, so that is A. So you should get L raised to, let me write it below, so space bachega. We can say that R, matlab dimension of R, will be equals to L raised to 2, M raised to 1, T raised to minus 3, minus 2 plus 1 is minus 3, and A raised to minus 1, A raised to minus 1. ये R का डायमेंशन हो गया. So थोड़ी देर पहले हमने L का डायमेंशन निकाला था, ये देखो L का ये डायमेंशन था, एंड ये R का डायमेंशन है. करो जरा दोनों को डिवाइड. क्यों डिवाइड करना है? बिकॉज इन द क्वेश्चन यू कैन सी दैट इट इज L by R. See, L divided by R. तो अगर L divided by R बोला, so we can divide the two. So L raised to 2, L raised to 2 cancel. M raised to 1, M raised to 1 cancel. Your A raised to minus 2 and A raised to minus 1. So that will be L divided by R. Students, this is A raised to 1 and A raised to 1. That is A raised to 2. This is also A raised to 2. So your A raised to minus 2 is also getting cancelled out. So the final thing that you have is T raised to minus 2 in the numerator and T raised to minus 3. So that is T. When you do L by R, when you divide these two dimensions, you get T. So now, dear students, we get that therefore, what we have to find is L by R into CV. However, I have told that CV is Q, which is A into T. So that becomes equals to, L by R means T divided by CV means A raised to 1, T raised to 1. So my dear students, TT gets cancelled out. So A raised to 1 goes to the numerator and it becomes a raised to minus 1, right? So this question was little bit lengthy because we have to find out the dimensions for all. We have to find out the dimension for L, for R, for C, and also for V. So इसके लिए हम लोगों का ये थोड़ा सा आंसर लेंदी हो गया. So the correct answer is option C, a raised to minus 1. That is the dimension. Understood? Very good. Let's move on to the next question. So students, next question is, we have to find the dimensions for root of mu naught, root of epsilon naught upon mu naught. This is what we are supposed to find. Root of epsilon naught upon mu naught. Okay. So for this, one that you should know is Coulomb's law. You should know Coulomb's law. The electrostatic force acting between two charges is F is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, Q1 Q2 by R square. So that is Q1 into Q2 divided by R square. This is electrostatic force acting between 2 point charges. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, Q1 Q2 by R square. So from this, my dear students, your epsilon naught dimension wise will become equal to 1 by 4 pi into F Q1 Q2 by R square, right? बहुत बढ़िया. तो ना students, 1 by 4 pi is a constant. उसको हम लोग consider नहीं करते in dimension. So 1 by 4 pi को हटा दो. तो Q is charge AT. तो Q1 Q2 मतलब AT 2 times. So that is A square T square divided by हम कहेंगे F. F मतलब force. So that is L1 M1 T raised to minus 2. L1 M1 T raised to minus 2. And students, R square. R square matlab L raised to 2. So when this entire part goes up, you should get L raised to minus 3. L raised to minus 3. Then we have M raised to minus 1. T raised to plus 2 and plus 2 is T raised to 4. And A raised to plus 2. So this becomes the dimension for epsilon naught, permittivity. अब म्यू नॉट का डायमेंशन निकालने के लिए एक तो हम लोग बायो-सावर्ट्स लॉ लगा सकते हैं. वी कैन यूज बायो-सावर्ट्स लॉ. लेकिन बायो-सावर्ट्स लॉ का प्रॉब्लम ये है कि उसके फॉर्मूला काफी डिफिकल्ट होता है. बायो-सावर्ट्स लॉ क्या बोलता है? मैग्नेटिक फील्ड ऑफ इंडक्शन B is equals to whole integral of mu naught upon 4 pi, mu naught upon 4 pi ideal sin theta upon R square. Ideal sin theta upon R square. इससे हम लोग म्यू नॉट का डायमेंशन निकाल सकते हैं. उसके लिए अलग से तुमको बी का डायमेंशन निकालना पड़ेगा. तो बी का डायमेंशन निकालने के लिए फॉर्मूला ऐसा है कि व्हेन अ चार्ज enters a magnetic field with velocity v, charge enters a magnetic field with velocity v, charge पे लगने वाला force is F is equals to QVB sin theta. QVB sin theta. That is the force acting on the charge. So F is QVB sin theta. तो अगर F is equals to QVB sin theta, तो वहां से dear students you will get the dimension for B. उनको B का डायमेंशन मिल सकता है. B का अलग से डायमेंशन मिलेगा. I का डायमेंशन A raised to 1, DL will be L raised to 1, R square will be L. R square हो जाएगा L raised to 2 and sin theta has no dimension. तो इससे तुमको म्यू नॉट का डायमेंशन मिल सकता है. हालांकि डियर स्टूडेंट्स, इस तरह से हम लोग म्यू नॉट का डायमेंशन नहीं निकालेंगे because it is very lengthy. आपको बस बताया कि ऐसा कर सकते हैं, करना नहीं है. What we can do is, इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक वेव्स में एक फॉर्मूला था, if you can recollect, कि जो इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक वेव्स का वेलोसिटी होता है, इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक वेव्स का जो वेलोसिटी होता है यानी c, that is 1 upon under root of mu naught into epsilon naught. This is the velocity of electromagnetic waves in space. तो यहां से C का डायमेंशन एप्सिलॉन नॉट मालूम है. So we can get the dimension from mu naught. तो अगर हम लोगों ने दोनों साइड को स्क्वायर किया, स्क्वायरिंग बोथ साइड्स, so C square is equals to 1 by mu naught into epsilon naught. So my dear students, I can say that mu naught will be equal to क्या हो जाएगा? So it is 1 by c square into epsilon naught. Now 1 by c square, c मतलब velocity मीटर पर सेकंड, उसका स्क्वायर, l raised to 2 t raised to minus 2 and epsilon naught ये तुम्हारे सामने रेडी है, this one. So instead of epsilon naught we will say that epsilon naught is in the denominator l raised to minus 3 m raised to minus 1 t raised to 4 and a raised to 2 students, a raised to 2. तो क्या हो जाएगा? We will get mu naught is equals to, we should get l raised to minus 3 and l raised to 2, that is l raised to minus 1, l raised to minus 1 goes up, that is l raised to plus 1. फिर आएगा t raised to 4, t raised to minus 2, that is t raised to plus 2. So t raised to plus 2 goes up, it becomes t raised to minus 2. उसके आगे क्या है? उसके आगे we can say that m raised to minus 1 goes up, m raised to plus 1. We have a raised to plus 2 goes up, a raised to minus 2. So these becomes the dimensions for mu naught. L raised to 1, t raised to minus 2, m raised to 1 and a raised to minus 2. Right, this becomes the dimension for mu naught. हम लोगों को क्वेश्चन में बोला गया that we have to find a dimension for root of epsilon naught by mu naught. So it is root of, let's substitute epsilon naught, ये हमारा dimension है epsilon naught का. So instead of epsilon naught we will say it is l raised to minus 3 m raised to minus 1 t raised to 4 a raised to 2, right, whole divided by हम लोगों को बोला गया mu naught. So mu naught will be l raised to 1 t raised to minus 2 m raised to 1 and a raised to minus 2. Agreed? So this becomes equal to, okay, l raised to 1 goes up, so l raised to minus 1 with that minus 3 becomes minus 4. T raised to minus 2 goes up, so t raised to plus 2 with that plus 4 becomes plus 6. M raised to 1 goes up, m raised to minus 1 with that minus 1 becomes minus 2. A raised to 4, a raised to 4, right, and here root में, so if it is in root मतलब it is raised to half, right, so raised to half 2 से divide करो, so that is l raised to minus 2 t raised to 3 m raised to minus 1 and a raised to 2, a raised to 2. So let's check the options which are there. A raised to 2, t raised to 3, m raised to minus 1, l raised to minus 2. Option A, this is the correct answer. Understood? Very good. So you should know the dimension for epsilon naught, how to find it out. You should also know how to find the dimension for mu naught. If that is done, you can calculate anything. अब यहाँ पे बोला था epsilon naught by mu naught. कल को अगर बोल दे find a dimension for 1 upon mu naught epsilon naught, तब तो कुछ करना ही नहीं है. Then directly remember that 1 by mu naught epsilon naught is c. वो तो directly तभी हो जाएगा, right? चलो, let's move on to the next question. So let's see the next question. Question में students हम लोग को ये बोल रहे हैं कि dimensional formula for energy का dimensional formula we have to write it in terms of momentum, area and time. Energy का dimensional formula हमको momentum, area and time के terms में लिखना है. It is very simple. ऐसे type के questions. तो हमको लिखना है energy का dimension in terms of, पहला बोला है momentum, so momentum raised to x. फिर हमको बोला area, so we will say that it is area raised to y. Area raised to y. And last हम लोग को बोल रहे हैं time, so it is t raised to z. अब you all are smart, you can understand what we have to do. We have to find the values for x, y and z. x, y and z के values हमको find out करने. So सबसे पहले हम लोग लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में e का डायमेंशन निकालते हैं. अगर हम लोग e का डायमेंशन निकालते हैं स्टूडेंट्स, तो e का डायमेंशन एनर्जी दैट इज सेम एज दैट ऑफ वर्क. एनर्जी का डायमेंशन वर्क का डायमेंशन सेम होता है. सो इट इज L2 m1 t raised to minus 2. There is a dimension for energy, right? And that will be equal to p. तो p क्या होता है? Linear momentum. Momentum मतलब mass into velocity. Momentum mass into velocity. So that is m raised to 1 velocity L raised to 1 t raised to minus 1. तो ये हो गया आपका mass into velocity, मतलब ये हो गया आपका momentum. So this momentum is raised to x. उसके आगे क्या है? उसके आगे a, area. area मतलब L raised to 2, L raised to 2 area, and उसके ऊपर पावर में क्या था? y. And t is time, so t raised to 1. ऊपर पावर में क्या था? z, so t raised to z. Agreed? So dear students, what we'll get is m raised to 1 into x, that is m raised to x, L raised to x पहले वाले ब्रैकेट का, L raised to 2y, so x plus 2y, ऐसा हो जाएगा. And dear students, t raised to minus x plus z, t raised to minus x plus z, and that should be equals to left hand side में क्या है? Energy. So that is L2 m1 t raised to minus 2. So now let's compare left hand side and right hand side को हम compare करते हैं. तो अगर हमको compare करना है, so this is m raised to x and this is m raised to 1. So it means that value of x should be equal to 1. Cool, very good. Next, let's compare t, power of t. So I can say that t raised to right hand side में क्या है? Minus x plus z. So it is minus x plus z, and left side में क्या है? Minus 2. So it is minus x plus z is equals to minus 2. So x goes there. So we should get z is equals to x minus 2. x minus 2. So x का value कितना है? x का value है 1. So 1 minus 2 is minus 1. ये हो गया हमारा z. And हमको क्या चाहिए? y का value. So let's compare L. So we can say that x plus 2y will be equal to, वहाँ पे L raised to क्या है? 2. So we can say that the value of x is 1. So 1 plus 2y will be equal to 2. So students, that 1 goes there, minus 1. So we get 2y is equals to 2 minus 1, that is 1. So 2y is equals to 1, which means that y is equals to 1 by 2. Y is equals to 1 by 2. Agreed? Very good. So we can say that dimension of E in terms of PAT will be E is equals to P raised to x. So instead of x, students, we will put 1. Then A raised to y. So instead of y, we will put half, and t raised to z. So instead of z, we will put minus 1. Agreed? So this becomes the dimension formula for E. P raised to 1, A raised to half, t raised to minus half. So that is B. Right? So let's move on to the next question. So in the question, students, they are asking us to find what is the dimension for electric flux. What is the dimension for electric flux? Now electric flux means phi. Electric flux, phi. So what is the dimension for electric flux? In order to find the dimension for electric flux, we should know that electric flux means number of electric lines of forces, which will pass through a given area. Number of electric lines of forces which will pass through a given area. एक imaginary area में से जितने भी electric lines pass हो जाएगा, that is called as flux. So my dear students, flux is actually E bar dot A bar, जहाँ पे E is electric field vector and A is area vector. So flux is E bar dot A bar. And अगर magnitude में बात कर रहे हैं, then dot product means cos theta. So that is EA cos theta. So the value of the electric flux will be EA cos theta. Now what is E? E is electric field. Electric field का basic formula, my dear students, होता है F by Q, यानी force upon charge. Basic formula for electric field. So E is F by Q and A मतलब area. तो area हो जाएगा L square dimension में. Area हो जाएगा L square. And your cos theta is a number. So cos theta का कोई dimension नहीं होगा. Number has no dimension. So cos theta has no dimension. Now force, we know that the dimension for force is L1 m1 t raised to minus 2. So L1 m1 t raised to minus 2. That becomes the dimension for force divided by Q. Matlab A into T. So that is A into T. And we have L raised to 2. So that becomes equal to L raised to 3, M raised to 1, T raised to minus 3, and A raised to minus 1. So this is the dimension for electric flux. L raised to 3, M raised to 1, T raised to minus 3, A raised to minus 1. Option B. Right. Option B. So let's move on to the next question. So let's move on to the next question. क्वेश्चन में हम लोगों को ऐसा बोल रहा है कि एरिया ऑफ अ सिंगल स्क्वायर, एक स्क्वायर का एरिया इज 5.29 सेंटीमीटर स्क्वायर, एक स्क्वायर का एरिया. ऐसे हमारे पास 7 स्क्वायर्स है, 7 such squares are there. तो what will be the final area, total area, considering significant figures? एक चीज आप देखो, अगर एक स्क्वायर का एरिया मेरे को मालूम है and ऐसे 7 squares है, if I multiply that with 7, then I'll get the total area. Full एक एरिया का वैल्यू मालूम है, ऐसे आइडेंटिकल 7 एरियाज हैं, तो अगर मैंने 7 से उसको मल्टीप्लाई किया, then I'll get the total area. हालांकि सिग्निफिकेंट फिगर के साथ उसको मुझे लिखना पड़ेगा, वो बाद में करते हैं, पहले 7 से मल्टीप्लाई करो. So 7 into 5.29, so 7 9s are 63, 6 carry, 7 2s are 14, 14 plus 6 is 20, 20, 2 carry, 7 5s are 35, 37. So that is 37.03 centimeter square. But this will not be the final answer. You have to write the answer in accordance with significant figures. इसका मतलब ये होता है कि तुम्हारा गिवन डेटा में जितने डिजिट्स हैं उतने ही सिग्निफिकेंट फिगर्स का वैल्यू है, तो तुम्हारे फाइनल आंसर में स्टूडेंट्स उतने डिजिट्स हो सकते हैं. क्योंकि तुमको गिवन डेटा में 5.29 बोला है, मतलब तुमको 3 ही डिजिट्स के बारे में आईडिया है. तो आंसर में तुम्हारा जो चौथा डिजिट है यानी 3, दैट इज रॉन्ग और इनकरेक्ट और इनसिग्निफिकेंट. वी कैन से दैट as there are 3 digits given in the data, in the given question there are 3 digits, as there are 3 digits in the given question, we can say that in the answer there must be 3 digits. Answer will also have 3 digits, so we can neglect this. So as this number is 3, that is less than 5, we are simply dropping that number. If that number would have been greater than 5, then हम लोग उसके preceding number को 1 से बढ़ाते हैं. If the 3 है, we simply forget it. So the correct answer is 37.0 centimeter square. Right. So let's move on to the next question. Chalo, kindly pay attention. In the question we are telling that अगर length, mass and force को हमने select किया as fundamental quantities, then time का डायमेंशन क्या होगा. ऐसे टाइप का क्वेश्चंस पहले भी करवाया आपको. क्या करना है, हम लोग सोचेंगे कि जो हम लोगों का टाइम है t, that depends on length raised to x, it depends on mass raised to y and force raised to z. बस अभी x y z निकाल दो, answer is yours. Right. So what we'll do is first we'll find the dimension for t. So t मतलब l raised to 0, m raised to 0, t raised to 1. That is dimension for t. Cool. and that should be equal to क्या हो जाएगा L raised to x. So L, that is L raised to 1, and उसके बाहर रहेगा x. Okay. फिर क्या रहेगा, फिर रहेगा m, so that is only m raised to 1, and उसके बाहर रहेगा y. And my dear students, last में है force. Force मतलब it is L1 m1 t raised to minus 2. L1 m1 t raised to minus 2. पावर के बाहर रहेगा z. Agreed. So we can say that that is equals to L raised to, ये सामने से हो जाएगा x and पीछे वाले टर्म से हो जाएगा z. So that is x plus z. L raised to x plus z. M raised to क्या रहेगा, सेकेंड टर्म से y and थर्ड टर्म से z. So y plus z. And t raised to क्या होगा, minus 2z. Minus 2z. So that becomes the dimension. And यहाँ पे क्या रहेगा, यहाँ पे रहेगा L raised to 0, M raised to 0, and even t raised to 1. L raised to 0, M raised to 0, t raised to 1. Now compare my dear students. अगर आपने compare किया by comparison, then यहाँ पे है t raised to 1 and यहाँ पे है तुम्हारा t raised to minus 2z. So that means that minus 2z is equals to 1. Or I can say that z is equals to minus 1 by 2. Z is minus 1 by 2. Next students, we can say that y plus z is equals to 0 if we compare the terms of m. m के terms को अगर compare करते हैं, so y plus z is equals to 0. मतलब कि my dear students, your y will be equal to minus of z. And z क्या है, z खुद माइनस में, z खुद माइनस में, तो माइनस का माइनस क्या हो जाएगा, प्लस. So y will be plus 1 by 2. नेक्स्ट l को कंपेयर करो, ये t को कंपेयर किया, ये m को कंपेयर किया. नाउ कंपेयर l. तो l क्या बोल रहे हैं, x plus z, उधर कितना है, 0. So I can say that x plus z is equals to 0. So we can say that z goes on the other side. So minus z is equals to x. Z खुद माइनस में, minus half. So minus of that will be plus. So it is plus half, 1 by 2. Right. So if I substitute the values of x, y, z, the final answer that we'll get is t is equals to L raised to x के जगह पे half, m raised to y के जगह पे फिर से half, and f raised to z के जगह पे minus half. So correct answer is m raised to half, L raised to half, and f raised to minus half. So that is option C. Right. Chalo. So let's move on to the next question. So students, this will be the last question of the topic of units and measurements. So kindly pay attention. Question में ये बोल रहे कि Planck's constant is h. Planck's constant, that is h. Speed of the light in vacuum. Speed of the light in vacuum, that is c. Speed of light. And gravitational constant is g. Gravitational constant is g. Now these three are related to length. Then what will be the formula for length? So how to do it? I told you. Length is equals to, पहला बोला गया Planck's constant, so that raised to x. Next बोला गया speed of light, that raised to y. And last बोला गया gravitational constant, that raised to z. Individually एक एक का dimensions put करो, x, y, z निकालते हैं, we should get the answer. So L मतलब कि L raised to 0, M raised to 0, and T raised to, I'm sorry, L raised to 1, L है ना, L raised to 1, M raised to 0, T raised to 0. Right. ये हो गया हमारा dimension for L. Now Planck's constant का dimension, उसके लिए आपको याद रखना है कि जो एनर्जी होता है, यानी E, that is equals to h nu. E is equals to h nu. Energy of a photon is Planck's constant into frequency. So energy, that is E, is L raised to 2, M raised to 1 T raised to minus 2. That is the energy dimension, and that is equals to H into frequency होता है T raised to minus 1. Frequency is T raised to minus 1. So this T raised to minus 1 goes on the other side. It becomes T raised to plus 1. Plus 1 minus 2 is minus 1. So T raised to minus 1, M raised to plus 1, L raised to 2 is the dimension for H. That becomes the dimension for H. ये H का dimension हो गया, जिसको substitute करेंगे. So if we substitute it, we get L raised to 2, M raised to 1, T raised to minus 1, raised to X, raised to X, raised to X, multiplied by C. So C is the velocity. Velocity means meter per second. So that is L raised to 1, T raised to minus 1, L raised to 1, T raised to minus 1. So we will say that that will be raised to Y. Next is G. G matlab accelerate gravitational constant. Gravitational constant, that is G. Uske liye Newton's law of gravity. So the gravitational force acting between two masses is F is equals to G m1 m2 by r square. G m1 m2 by r square. Newton's law of gravity. So from this I can say that G will be equals to F r square by m1 m2, F into r square divided by m1 m2. Agreed? So my dear students, we can write it in terms of dimension as F. So F is L1 m1 T raised to minus 2, L1 m1 T raised to minus 2, and r square is L raised to 2 divided by mass, so that is m raised to 2. So this L raised to 2 with that L raised to 1 becomes L raised to 3. M raised to 2 goes up minus 2. Minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1. So m raised to minus 1, and T raised to, we have minus 2. T raised to minus 2. So that becomes the dimension for capital G. So instead of G, we can say that it is L raised to 3, M raised to minus 1, T raised to minus 2, raised to Z. Raised to Z. Right? So we can say that it is L raised to 2x plus y plus 3z. That is the powers of L. M raised to, my dear students, it is x, and third term ka minus z, and we will say that T raised to minus x minus y minus 2z minus 2z. So ये हो गया हम लोगों का LMT के dimensions. So we'll say that this is L raised to 1, this is M raised to 0, and this is T raised to 0. Now students, you will compare them, and simultaneously solving, you will get the values for x, y, and z. तो ना students, जब हम लोग इसको simultaneously solve करेंगे, हमको मिलेगा the value of x and value of z, दोनों का value same आएगा, that is half, 1/2 आएगा. And students, जो हम लोगों का y का value आएगा simultaneously solve करने के बाद, we have to simultaneously solve it. मतलब x minus z को equal to 0, minus x minus y minus 2z equal to 0, and 2x plus y plus 3z equal to 1. Simultaneously solve करने पे ये values आएगा. And y का value students हमको मिलेगा minus of 3/2. The value of y will be minus of 3/2. तो ना students, अगर हम लोगों ने x and y के values को and z के values को substitute किया, then we should get L is equals to h raised to half, यानी root of h, c raised to minus 3/2, so that will go to the denominator minus में, and g raised to z, z मतलब कि half, बराबर. तो students, that is root of h into g, and denominator में C raised to 3 by 2. Right. So this, dear students, कौन से ऑप्शन से मैच हो रहा है? It is option A. ये ऑप्शन A है. Right. So dear students, with this we can end this session. If you are benefited from this session, do let me know in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. And as Guru Dakshina, hit the like button. With this, dear students, we are ending today's session. Let me know which chapter should I start the next. Okay, till then, keep on studying. Take care, my dear students. Bye bye, everyone.